I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 All right. All right. It's always more fun live, isn't it? So take a deep breath with me as we move into our opening prayer. So as we turn within and move into prayer, let us relax and breathe deeply, relaxing our physical bodies, breathing in the pure essence of God and breathing out, letting go and letting God be God in us in this moment. And in this breath, we acknowledge the full presence of the divine expressed in unity as the Christ within, or our Christ consciousness, the greatest expression of God in humankind. So we just connect with that higher self, that divine essence that is the spark of the divine within each and every one of us. I am open and receptive, responsive and expressive to the living spirit of truth, to God's presence in this moment. It is my strength, my wisdom, my heart, my love. And connected to this power, my life unfolds in the vastness of goodness. Connected to this power, I am at peace. I am healthy. I am whole. I am abundantly blessed in all good things. So this morning we affirm we are immersed in the one presence and one power of God the good. And we let go of any and all of our human limitations and bathe in the infinite energy of the great mystery, knowing that it is all working for our highest and best. So we take another deep breath into this prayer. And we dedicate ourselves and all the activities of this ministry to that of the indwelling Christ presence, and rest in the assurance that God is alive and well in us, in this ministry, and in the world. And so it is. Amen. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Welcome to Unity of Jupiter. We are an out-of-this-world spiritual community, bringing and creating heaven on earth as we practice positive, practical, spiritual principles in our lives. So welcome. We are glad you're all here. Is anybody here for the first time today? All right. Welcome back. I want to welcome all our friends who are with us online this morning, whether you're watching it live right now or later on in the day or in the week. And just so you all know, you can go back and watch these lessons on our Facebook page if you ever want to do that. And we want everybody to know that no matter what your background, your race, your sexual orientation, your lifestyle, that you're welcome to celebrate God with us here at Unity, because God and Unity leave no one out. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Kind of is the essence of that word unity, right? We all belong. We're all created in that image and likeness of God. So thank you for being with us. And we have a statement of truth that we say every week. It is kind of the grounding of our practice here. And let's say this together. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, omnipotent. So it is. And we have an affirmation for our lesson today. Let's say this together. I release what no longer serves me, and I renew my sense of possibility. Let's take a deep breath and say that again. I release what no longer serves me, and I renew my sense of possibilities. Are you ready for that? All right, because that's kind of what we're going to be doing for the next 5 weeks as we move through Lent, what's left of Lent, and into Easter. This is a time of preparation for new life. If you have one of these guys and you haven't silenced it yet, we invite you to take it out. And before you silence it, if you want to post on your social media, first check in at Unity of Jupiter, and then post if you know how to do that. And if you don't know how to do that, when you get home, I invite you to ask your grandchildren. They'll show you how to do it. But check in at Unity of Jupiter, and then if you'll write release and renew, then we can post that out, send that blessing out to the world, and then silence our phones, and we've fed 2 birds with 1 crumb. All right. And so I want to thank you for doing that for a couple reasons. One, it lets your people know that follow you on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is, that what you're up to, that you are engaged in your spiritual life, and that this is a place that offers healing and transformation and a positive way of living. So you never know who you're going to inspire by that post. It also is this just a fact in this world today. It's a wonderful way to get some marketing out to the community that we're here. And it's the most inexpensive way to do it. So we thank you for participating in that. The other thing about that is if you do go on Facebook and you want to make sure that you like Unity of Jupiter, so you can see our posts that go up, and sometimes there's information and announcements and things like that, and other inspiration that's on our Facebook page. So thank you for participating in that way. Our next piece is our congregational song. So you guys are all going to be surprised this morning, because this song that we're doing this morning is actually out of the Unity hymnal. And I know some of you have been wanting to connect with those roots, even though those hymnals, you rarely see them anymore in Unity churches because they're a little bit outdated. But there's a few songs in there that are still fun to sing. So I'm going to invite you to stand as we sing, I Am Free, I Am Unlimited. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now, I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now, you are free, you are free. You are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free. You are unlimited. Right now, right now. You are free. You are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free. You are unlimited. Right now, right now, we are free, we are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited. Right now, right now, we are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited. Right now, right now. All right. Sound familiar to many of you? All right. So now is our time, our ritual of friendship. So because we're not hugging and shaking hands and all that, we're just going to share some energy with each other around the room as we sing, I am the light of God. 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 And tell someone, you are the light. You are the light of God. You are the light of God. You are the light of God. We are the light. Hands in the air if you dare. We are the light of God. We are the light of God. We are the light of God. Back to I am, take it in. I am the light of God. I am the light of God. I am the light of God. And so it is. Please be seated.
So glad that you joined us today. So, today our daily word. I have to find the page. Here it is. World peace. Celebrating diversity and affirming unity, I am a presence of peace in the world. The road to world peace begins with my open-hearted acceptance of those who are different than me. Our world is vast and diverse, and its people come from a wide variety of cultures and histories. The more I learn about those whose lives differ from mine, the more I can appreciate their perspectives and empathize with their struggles. When I make the decision to understand others, I discover that judgment fades in the light of compassion. Today, I sow peace through my acceptance and understanding. Peace in the world grows as I join my brothers and sisters in celebrating the glory of human diversity and affirming oneness in God. And the quote is from Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 4. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And we have a couple of notes. We are no longer requiring registration to attend Sunday services. We are still following the COVID protocols. Seating is limited and on a first-come, first-served basis. We are also working on installing outdoor speakers so people can sit outside and listen to the service. Please bring your own chairs. We are still looking for one more member to serve on the board. If you are interested, please see Janet Walsh, that's me, Reverend Bodhi, that's him, or any of our trustees. I don't know if there's other trustees in the room. Also, a reminder that Reverend Bodhi is available for spiritual counseling, and you can register yourself to meet with him through the website and emails. Just look for A Cup of Chai with the New Guy and make your appointment, or call the church, and Jane will help you schedule that appointment. And that's Jane in the back over there, and she's working in our front office now. Okay, so thank you for listening, and have a blessed day.
So just a couple of additional things around that. I'm available to all of you during the week and at other times. So since I've been here, I've been doing that cup of chai with the new guy, which I just thought was a more fun name than meet and greet. And it doesn't have to be spiritual counseling. It could be just if you want to come in and share with me what's going on with you, or any ideas that you might have around the ministry, or ways that you want to serve, or different things like that. Just know that I am available and continue to be available to everyone as we go forward. It's been interesting times, with COVID and everything. It's just since I got here, we've been in this COVID protocol, and my understanding was we come in, we do the service, and we go out. So there hasn't been a lot of fellowship and connection in those ways. So I just want you to know that I am available. Always have been since I've been here, and will continue to be available to any of you. And as far as spiritual counseling goes, there's another thing that I offer to help with any of the challenges, the COVID-related experiences that we're having that have changed our lives, and just whatever else is going on in your life, all the regular challenges of life. And we apply some spiritual principles to these things to help us to move forward in a better way. So now is our moment of appreciation, and is when we'd like to honor one of you or many of you for doing things around the ministry that really bless us. And one of them I was brought to my attention this week is Bruce Quinlan's and Charlie's landscape service, who takes care of our grounds. And the name of that company? North County Lawn and Landscape, something like that. And Charlie and Bruce donate a lot of that service that they do for us here as part of their tithe and offering to the ministry, and the grounds always look beautiful. So I just want to thank Bruce and his people for taking care of our grounds. All right. And with all of that, we're going to move into meditation. So I invite you to relax. And we're going to sing Be Still and Know That I Am God as a preparation, as an opportunity to move into meditation, to relax our bodies and open our hearts and renew our minds. Still into the one power, one presence, God the good. Activating the presence of God in every area of our lives, our bodies, our minds, our actions, our families, our communities. Thank you. And as we relax, thank you, God. Thank you for your presence in our lives that is the power, the peace, the love, the joy that fills us to overflowing. So again, we become aware of anything that we have brought with us this morning that is less than the presence of God. Any fear, any worry, any ideas of lack or misunderstanding. And we just become willing to let it go. Becoming open vessels for the presence of God to fill, so that we may be God in expression today. We do this by becoming still in the silence and listening for that still small voice. And the process of getting to that stillness is what we do in this meditation. So first, again, we soften our bellies and breathe deeply, becoming more conscious of our breath. That gift of life freely given to us, the prana, the life force that gives life to our bodies. We breathe and become more conscious, deepening and lengthening the breath. And with that breath awareness, we also bring greater awareness to our physical bodies, these temples of the living God. Noticing any place in our bodies where we might be holding any stress, any tension, where there might be any pain. And instead of ignoring it or trying to push it away, we acknowledge it and breathe deeper into those areas. Allow your brow to soften, the eyeballs, your cheeks, your jaw. Allow your shoulders to fall away from your ears and maybe wiggle your fingers and toes, releasing any tension. Falling deeper into the peace and calm of God. Be still and know that I am God, said the psalmist. And with that breath awareness and body awareness, we invite a greater awareness of the Christ within. That divine essence, your true self. Some of us may sense that as something outside of ourselves, or maybe even a person. And yet we know that the Christ within is our divine essence, the spark of the divine. And so we bring our awareness to that spark. We see that spark growing and growing with each breath, with each prayer. The presence of God grows within us. And today, I want to offer a forgiveness meditation that sets us free from our fears, from our phobias, from any concern. And I want to invite you to try something different this morning. It's called a mudra. A mudra is a way that you hold your hands that activates a deeper sense of the activity of God through the nervous system. So the mudra is simply to bring your fingertips together on each hand, including your thumb, leaving space so your palms aren't touching, but creating an opening. And you just put a little bit of pressure on the tips of your fingers, which activates the nervous system that works with the part of the brain that helps us to release and to be happy. And you can allow your hands to fall into your lap, or you can keep your hands up around your heart space. Just be conscious, allowing your fingertips to point upward. And as we continue to prepare for this forgiveness meditation, we're going to do a little breath work that connects with this mudra to help us move into this forgiving state. So the breath is to breathe in, inhale for a count of 3. We're going to hold the breath for a count of 3, and then we're going to exhale for a count of 3. And we're going to do this several times, so just follow my guidance. So inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. You can continue to breathe like that, or you can allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Holding the mudra. We begin this forgiveness practice by repeating the words of the Christ within your own heart. Father, Mother, God, Goddess, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Repeat these words to yourself in this moment. Father, Mother, God, Goddess, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I forgive everyone for everything they have ever done to harm me. In this moment, I forgive everyone and everything they have ever done to harm me. Notice as you forgive that anger and resentment are released, and you become more present to yourself and to the divine in this moment. We release all those who have come to mind in that practice, and we bring to mind ourselves. And we affirm, Father, Mother, God, Goddess, forgive me, for I know not what I have done. Father, Mother, God, Goddess, forgive me, for I know not what I have done. I ask for and receive forgiveness for everything I have ever done to harm another, knowingly or unknowingly. I ask and receive forgiveness for everything I have done to harm another, knowingly or unknowingly. Continuing, we move into a place of gratitude. Thank you, God. I now dwell in the love and light of possibility. We're receiving your love and light. All guilt, fear, shame, negativity, and lack are dissolved. For I forgive myself, and I dwell in the love and light of God. I dwell in God. In the silence, I dwell in God. from that place of deep forgiveness, we gently begin to bring our awareness back to this time and place with gratitude for the truth that sets us free, that we are forgiven. As we sing again gently together, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am Be still and know that I am Be still and know that And so it is. And you may release your hands if you haven't done so, or you can hold them like that. It's kind of a comfortable position.
Kid, every time I'm pulling out, he's right there. Man, someone needs to talk to his parents, if they're ever at home. What is up with the traffic today? And always, every day, this intersection's always crowded. I hate pulling out of here. I need some of these dumb roads. Oh, there's... Okay, so I'm not even here. Right. Great lady. The princess of parking. Oh, sure. Take the spot. Way to be considerate. Oh, you kidding me? Unbelievable. Oh,
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
it's about time. Let's see, what do I want?
Yeah, could I add a cookie to that order? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem, only guy in the world. I'm sure you need your cookie. The world, your oyster, and he's serving your cookie.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you so much.
What can I get for you?
Yeah, I'll have a tall decaf macchiato.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Be $3.85. And it might take a few minutes here. We've got quite a line, obviously, and thanks for your patience.
Great. Yeah, great. Great for me. Winning again. Unbelievable. What? What is... What is that? What in the world? Oh, what? What am I supposed to do? How can I do anything about that? Can I even help with that? I don't.
Your coffee, sir.
Oh. I can't take this anymore. I gotta get out of here.
Hey, watch it.
Sorry, so sorry.
Hey, buddy, come here.
I love that video. The first time I saw it was probably 10 years ago. And it seems to me that we could as easily change out the word get service to get forgiveness, which was another aspect of that. You know, when we start seeing, what's that statement that, you know, everybody's carrying around their own pain, so be kind, right? And one of the ways to be kind that was exemplified in that video was by seeing people, by seeing them as real, by seeing beyond their behavior of their pain and seeing into their hearts and seeing into their challenges. There's a story about this that comes from the Babemba tribe in South Africa. And it said that when a person acts irresponsibly or unjustly, he or she is placed in the center of the village, alone and unfettered. All work ceases, and every man, woman, and child in the village gathers in a large circle around this accused individual. Then each person in the tribe, regardless of age, begins to talk out loud to the accused, one at a time, about all the good things that that person in the center of the circle has done in their lifetime. Every incident, every experience that can be recalled with any detail and accuracy is recounted. All his or her positive attributes, good deeds, strengths, and kindnesses are recited carefully and at length. No one is permitted to fabricate, exaggerate, or be facetious about his or her accomplishments or the positive aspects of the personality. The tribal ceremony often lasts several days and does not cease until everyone is drained of every positive comment they can muster about the person in question. At the end, the tribal circle is broken, a joyous celebration takes place, and the person symbolically and literally is welcomed back into the tribe. Now, I don't know if anyone here has ever done anything irresponsible or unjust, or if you know anybody who has. But don't you think that would be a beautiful way to bring you back into the tribe? That's forgiveness. That's an expression of forgiveness. So today I'm beginning a series through the Lenten season and into Easter based on this booklet from Unity called Release and Renew. And it's this opportunity, as this season is every year, to bring about new life, to bring about a new way of living. And the first step in doing that is to release the old, right? To release what doesn't serve us. And that means both our own behaviors and also the relationships that we have that don't work in our world, right? And what I mean by that is like releasing the attitude of the relationship so that it can be lifted up. So we're going to use the 7 living words of Jesus from the cross, and they're taken from the different Gospels. And they're the last 7 things that Jesus said before the resurrection. And we call these in Unity the last living words, or the living words of Jesus. In some traditions, it's called the last words of Jesus, but we know there were more words from Jesus after the resurrection. So we call them the living words because these words help us to move into this expression of new life. So first of all, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, to set up this series about the crucifixion and about the resurrection. And again, from this booklet, which is available, I did send an email out this week. We've been sending them out, and I've heard that some of you aren't getting the emails. So if you're not, if you call the office, and we just want to make sure that everybody's getting the emails, or I'm not sure what's going on with that. But in that, I put a link to Unity where you can download this booklet for free if you'd like to. They ask for a donation if you'd like to do that to Unity Village. But this is what they say about the crucifixion. And the 7 last words spoken by Jesus on the cross are an enlightening blueprint for transformation, for letting go of the past and moving forward into the next level of expression and consciousness. Whether you're moving through a major transition in your life, one that feels too enormous to endure, or you are simply feeling Spirit within you calling you to let go so that you can experience greater life, the story of the crucifixion will guide you on a clear, loving, and perfect path. So it's this process that we do all the time. I talk about it often. Is that there's 2 aspects of life. One is letting go, well, sometimes recognizing first what the blocks are in our lives, and secondly, renewing ourselves. As Paul said, renew yourself, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And unity, that means to think differently, to think more positively, to think affirmatively about what it is that you want to bring into your life, and that creates this new life. Because how often do we go around in life in regret, right? Holding on to those resentments, holding on to those states of unforgiveness. And that's what guides our life. Instead of shifting into finding the good, seeing what's good in our lives, and living from that place. So it is a both and, right? We want to be aware of that. What is that stuff that's holding us back, and how to shift it? So in Unity, as we study metaphysics and biblical metaphysics, we know it's a study of consciousness from the Adam state to the Christ state. From not being too enlightened to being very enlightened. And every story and every character in the Bible is part of that evolution of consciousness. And so we want to model Jesus in his expression of living, of that oneness with God, of being enlightened, of being awakened. From the New Testament interpretation workbook written by Unity, it says the crucifixion itself symbolizes a process of crossing out or elimination, that which is no longer needed for our continued unfoldment. What has fulfilled its purpose in us must be either lifted to a higher level of expression in consciousness or let go of completely. So I like that, because we never talk about those 2 aspects of letting go and transformation. As one, either whatever we're experiencing has to be lifted up and spiritualized into a greater expression, or it needs to be let go of completely. So I think about that in life and how that shows up. Like in relationships, if maybe even a marriage, if you're struggling, there's 2 ways that you deal with it, right? You either lift it up through support and prayer and counseling or whatever, and you apply spiritual principles, or the other thing is you let it go, right? So that's what crucifixion is about. One is helping us to lift it up into a greater expression, or to realize that some things just need to be let go of before we can step into that new way of life. So crossing out that which no longer serves us or supports us can feel a little scary. We have an expression in Unity that we say sometimes, let go of the good for the better. And that's that call, that soul's call, that to move into a greater expression of life is sometimes you have to let go of what might be good it's like a new job, right? You might have a great job, but there's a better job out there for you. So sometimes you got to let go of the good for the better. So as we move into today's message, Forgiveness Now, and we're starting a couple weeks late with Lent. It started a couple weeks ago, but we'll catch up. There's always time to catch up. So I'm going to do a couple of our messages together, and today it's about forgiveness and the power of now. So we look at this as forgiveness now. Now is the time to forgive. Makes sense to me because most of the time when we're not in forgiveness, it's because we're living in the past, right? We're living, recalling, rehashing things that have happened to us in the past, and we're not living in the present. Matter of fact, we're bringing the past into the present, and therefore it's coloring our present in a way that stops us from being present to what is. So Jesus said the first living words from the cross were, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. This was Jesus' prayer for forgiveness for those who were crucifying him. This is one of the most powerful sayings in the Bible, because this saying can really set us free, right? When we're not condemning another person, when we're not holding them in resentment. There's a saying like, you can put somebody in concrete, right? They did something years and years and years ago, and every time you talk about them, you talk about that thing that they did. So you're not letting them change, and they may have moved on. They may be a totally different person, and yet every time they come to your mind, you think of them back then and that one thing that they did. So we want to let people out of that concrete and let them change too. Release them to their highest and best, which also sets us free. Lessons in Truth was one of the first books published by Unity, and it was written by Emily Cady. It's actually a collection of articles that had been in Unity magazine. And she gives us a great way to look at forgiveness. Emily Cady says, to forgive does not simply mean to arrive at a place of indifference to those who do personal injury to us. It means far more than this. To forgive is to give to give some actual definite good in return for evil given. Sounds like Jesus. Love your enemies. Forgive those who do harm against you. It's a high spiritual calling. But I want to go back to what Jesus said, these first living words is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Jesus referred to God as Father. That was the relationship that he had with God, was this loving, protecting, providing presence. But what he's saying, he's asking God to do it because to err is human and to forgive is divine. So he's giving that over to God. He's asking God to do the forgiveness. Jesus didn't say, I've forgiven you. He said, Father, forgive them. So what we're doing, what we're called to do when it's too hard to forgive is to give it over to God. God, I don't know how to do this. I need your help. So in that sense, where Spirit is doing what we can't do in our human experience. In other words, God is doing for us what we can't do for ourselves. So that's important to call into this forgiveness process, that we don't have to do the forgiving. Our higher selves, or God, is the one doing that forgiving. And as we even just create a space for that, you can feel the resentment start to leave. You can feel yourself start to be free of whatever it is you're not forgiving. Imelda Shanklin is another great Unity teacher who gives us this idea. She says, Father, forgive me for accepting expecting in the human that which is found only in the divine. Father, forgive me for expecting in the human that which is only found in the divine. Forgive me. In other words, I have sinned by expecting in the human of the person something that can be found only in the Christ within the individual. I must take responsibility for my attitudes. And we don't use this language very often to sin in unity, but we know it's about missing the mark. It's about coming from our lower place, a lower consciousness. So we want to come into that higher consciousness and seek that forgiveness for ourselves. And sometimes that self-forgiveness is the hardest, right? The times and places where we've come up short. And so I guess it's the difference between being neurotic or psychotic, right? If we're neurotic, we beat up on ourselves. If we're psychotic, we beat up on other people. But we want to forgive now. We want to bring ourselves into a place where we don't have the negativity directing our actions and our lives. Jesus said, you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And he meant free from the mistakes of the past and the effects of those mistakes. So you got to have a good forgettery. You have to be able to forgive and forget. Because sometimes we remember these things, and as soon as we think about them, that energy comes back, right? And we move back into that state of unforgiveness, and that's why we have to forgive 70 times 7, right? Have to keep doing it, have to keep, whenever it comes up, say, oh, I forgave that. Oh, God, I'm going to forgive it again. I forgave that, instead of allowing that energy to be what guides us. The second part of this teaching is the second living words where Jesus said, today you will be with me in paradise. And who was he talking to? Jesus was talking to the other two thieves, criminals who were being crucified with him. Even in the midst of dying, he knew that they can take my life, they can take my body, but they can't take my life. Jesus was so sure of his oneness with God that even by losing his body and the pain and the suffering of being human, that he would be in paradise. And those two thieves represent the past and the future, right? And we don't want to live there. We want to live in the now. This is the place where God is. God's not in the past. God's not in the future. In this moment, this is the eternal moment. This is where the full presence and activity of God is available to us. So as we breathe into that truth in this moment, it's paradise, right? And paradise is another word for the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven. And I mean, just take a look around you right now. Look out these windows. If you're at home, look around your home and who's with you. And think about how good it is in this moment. We are so blessed here, especially this beautiful, cool day in southern Florida, being able to have the doors open and not be in the air conditioning. Something I love. And think about your loved ones and who loves you and the things that you get to experience in your life. To have a beautiful ministry called Unity of Jupiter where you get to come and be inspired by positive teachings, by having an understanding of God, of someone who showed you what you can do and even greater things that you can do and that you can be. This is really paradise. I think life is to be celebrated, to be loved. And when we feel that, we share that with others, and that really makes a big difference. So there's a story of an emperor who what kept coming up to him were these three questions. And the questions were, when is the best time to act? Who is the most important person, or who are the most important people in my life? And what is the most important thing to do? And what he found out through a series of encounters with people in his kingdom, that the most important time to act is now. As Jesus said, we will be in paradise today. Today is the time to act. This is the only time we have, is right now. The most important people that we are to work with are the people that are right in front of you. Right? We may have grand ideas about what the future's going to look like, but if we're not taking care and being present to the people that are right in front of us, we're missing the opportunity to allow God to be present. And the most important thing to do is to forgive, is to help others, is to bless others. So we see this through these last 7 words of Jesus, and we know this to be true in our own lives. So being present in the moment, act in the now, to be present to the person that's right in front of you, and to do what God does, to give for, no matter, because the truth in God is that God doesn't see your mistakes. God sees the perfection, and there's nothing that you can do in your life to be outside the circle of God's love. We're forgiven for everything because God doesn't see the mistake. So that's what spiritualizing it does. We have to take it up to that level. Now, humans see the mistake, and if your God is a human, maybe your God sees the mistakes. But from the pure principle of God, everything is perfect just the way it is. And as we move forward with that, we are lifted up, our lives become spiritualized, and we find that there's nothing that needs to be forgiven because we live from that higher place. So let's take a moment to know this inwardly as we breathe and give thanks. And I just invite you into this moment here now. Breathing, feeling the comfort of your body, the beauty of this place, the beauty of your life in this moment. And bring to mind a person close to you. Maybe you'll see them when you go home. Maybe they're with you right now. Maybe they're around somewhere on the other side of the world. But bring their awareness into your presence right now. Because we know, in truth, there is no time and space. That God is present in every moment, in every place, omnipresent. And that all the energy of our loved ones, of other people, is also right here, right now in our minds and hearts. So bring them into your awareness. And offer them a blessing. What is it that you have that you can give from your heart to theirs? Can you shower them with affirmations? Can you shower them with the truth of who they are, reminding them of all the good they have done in their lives, bringing them into a greater expression of their life in God? So, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And let us be in paradise together now. And so it is. God bless you.
Thank you. So, now it's our turn to give back. You can donate through our webpage or Text your amount to 561-531-5490. You can also scan the QR code, or you can drop it off in the box on your way out. In keeping our time of giving sacred, I would like you to now take your gift in your hand and bless it. You are planting the seeds to your own prosperity, and at the same time giving back to God from the abundance that has already been provided for you. Breathe life into your gift, and thank God that you have this gift to give. Now affirm with me the offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Can we pull that slide back up? There we go. Let's say that again.
Sure.
That's right.
Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you.
Make sure our gifts were blessed. All right. So I don't have a special piece of music for you at this point, so we're going to move right into blessing the gifts. And so let's take this moment to give thanks. So thank you, loving Father, Mother God, for the abundance that flows in and through our lives and in and through this ministry. May we be divinely guided to use the resources that we have to bless this community, bless all those we serve, and to be a beacon of spiritual light to this community. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And we bless each one of you, each giver, seeing you abundantly prospered in all good things. We also take this opportunity to bring the children of this ministry into our awareness and into our hearts, blessing them and holding this space, knowing that there will be a time, hopefully sooner than later, when the children can return and to continue to be inspired by our unity teachings. And we open our hearts a little wider to include all the children of the world, seeing all children provided for, blessed, and protected now and always. We also bring into our awareness all those on our prayer list here at Unity of Jupiter, and anyone else in your minds and hearts this morning, seeing them abundantly blessed in all good things, praying from the Christ within us to the Christ within them, knowing that they are waking up into their divine essence, which is the healing process. We give thanks and pray all of this in the name and in the nature of the indwelling Christ presence. And so it is. Amen. With that, let us stand as our chaplains will be up here to pray with you after the service, and let us sing together the peace song together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And the prayer for protection: the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And we say, yea, God. And our affirmation for the week: I release what no longer serves me, and I renew my sense of possibility. And so it is. God bless you. Have a great week. Yes.